the best they can to deal with the boogeymen hunting them, chasing them down the alleys of their reality with pitchforks in the daylight, smothering them in their dreams at night, crippling the half a heartbeat they wake up with, pilfering their desire to get out of bed, to want to live through the day. Their best may not be a best we approve of, but so what? Who are we anyway but disdainful bystanders, ill-equipped to speak on how to confront, much less slaughter the beast on people's streets? Already struggling to win the battle with the brutes on ours, but got all the know-how about what it takes to take out others' woes and repave the roads they travel. Got more opinion than compassion, judgment than understanding, more arrogant answers than heartfelt questions, so much fuzzy memory for how we wrangled with our past in ways that weren't great. Could have been healthier, but we did what we could with the emotional wherewithal we had, and to someone who was watching us, it wasn't good enough, wasn't right enough. Yet here we are, spying and scrutinizing people's sagas, all perfected and accomplished in the arts of dragon slaying. Got hella PhDs in the suffering of others, but truth be told, some of us still don't have a degree of comprehension about how to master our own.
So don't hurt.
Broken women never being disassembled stop them from superheroing. They know the value of their severed parts. Keep them swept in a neat pile within reach at all times, aware that their thorny jagged is the ammunition required to slash barriers, shred red tape, burst bubbles, dismember egos, poke holes in sexist theories, and cut through bullshit from dawn to dusk. Broken women know their crumble is mighty, a potpourri of coveted gems. They know that even when fragmented, the best parts of them, the most craved, the most essential, are alive and energized, can still be spotted amid the debris and extracted bit by bit to self-medicate and reboot, then gathered purposefully onto their fingertips and dispersed evenly among the deserving, fed to the needy, used to mend hearts, repress wild temperaments, sedate lives, and butcher the path of every road attempting to feed the peace of those they love. Broken women don't quell their ascent, delay their shine, hinder their grind, or stifle their smiles because of a little disarray. They have no shame in their altered state because they know triumph resides there. And they will forage the wreckage in their souls to showcase it, to teach those who haven't figured out how to be successful at surmounting this life while using the pieces of their frayed spirits as weapons and moxie on the way to the top. You ain't heard? Winning is how they repair themselves. Slaying is how they stunt. Smoothing the trail for others in spite of their mangle is the secret to their glow. Broken is just another word for immortal. Strength training at its best. A temporary obstacle course they make their bitch daily. A setup for the greatest wizardry you will ever see.
Yes.
My favorite. This is my favorite. My name is Regret. I'm the slickest, trickiest manipulator alive. You think I reside in a space and time separate from you. But oh, silly rabbit, didn't I just say I was the trickiest? And I ain't just for kids. My game is tight. I run it on all of you. Women and men, boys and girls, I don't discriminate. My job is to wreak as much havoc on your psyche as many times a day as I can. See, I live in the backyard of the intuition you refuse to heed, where I buoyantly wait for your train wreck decisions to play out like a string of box office flops. I'm always packed and ready to make my ascent to the height of your emotions, pitch my tent, camp out in your cognizance, hike the trails of your thoughts, hunt for the frailest of them, lie in wait, and then pray. I pray so hard for you to second-guess yourself, give into the pressures of people and life, and slip into the abyss of situations that'll be the death of your sanity. I bank on you being steeped chin course of quicksand, your financial fears, need for acceptance and love, craving for material things that you mistakenly rely on for joy, they squeeze you breathless, sink you into a state of panic, where you can't picture a healthy way forward, where you believe you have no choice but to surrender to inferior options. I'll cheer as you tumble down the dark hole of sleepless nights, random outbursts of unruly sobbing, churning stomach syndrome, fear of retaliation, longing for second chances, mental and physical tumult. Oh, the thought of your constant misery, self-hatred, and endless discomfort makes my glands all waterfall, has me salivating like a ravenous wolf, fangs bare, anticipation dripping from my tongue like fresh tree sap. I can taste every drop of the remorse that will hemorrhage through the bitter tears, whose streaks will tattoo your cheeks in the boldest font, so that every time you look in the mirror, you'll be forced to remember the scenarios you chose that backfired, the times you cocked your mouth, emptied its chamber, and annihilated people with words you can't take back. How you betrayed yourself, forfeited your happiness repeatedly, because cowardice is your addiction, the crack in your brain's pipeline decomposing your faculties. And I will roar in amusement, beat my chest with arrogance, revel in the ease of my accomplishment and the depth of your weakness. Then I will smugly make my way back to the yard, where I will kick my feet up and slumber peacefully, delighted that your life has yet again reached a new level of inescapable hell.
I like that.
I see you, laid out for him in your full-length glory, extending yourself across his foundation, protecting your coveted space, so inviting, so perfectly situated for him to use you like the accessible, trusty doormat that you are. I understand you, and my soul cries for you, because the thing about being a runner is you're never positioned to elevate from the ground floor of his world. Always faithfully there at the entryway, waiting for him to return, hoping to glean from the vibration of his footsteps where he's been all day without you. His feet, the only parts of him you can look forward to connecting with.
Wow.
The rest of him belongs to a life he will never think enough of you to let you experience with him. You must know your place. Stay in your place at all times. Do not ask to be moved to a spot where people will know you exist, where you'll be seen in the light of day with him like you are in your torturous dreams. You do not get outdoor privileges, ever. Your job is to be there in the darkness when he arrives, prepared to let him wipe the ambiguous remnants of his fulfilled days all over your curiosity. Days you best not question. Days you needn't concern yourself with. Days you'll spend every night inserting yourself into through your fantasy, where he'll introduce you to his people, finally give you identity, where you'll watch him smile as your nectarous flavor left over from his morning feast clings to his palate like wildflower honey, enraptures his taste buds, oozes from his mouth, dangles from his lips, where you wish your name hung like customized decor for general viewing, where you wish he praised you, where you wish you could hear his secrets, where you wish you were housed as one, where you wish you could press your lips in a public display of affection, where you wish he would say, "I love you," afterward. But the thing about being a runner is, deep down, you already know the most attention you'll ever get is when you're not properly secured to be walked on.
All right.
You ever watch children straining to get at things they want? They don't care how out of grasp their desire is. They'll stand on their tippy toes, stretch both arms out of their sockets, reach and contort like they're doing yoga, and wiggle their fingers while panting, squinting, and pushing out a succession of pint-sized, laborious breaths, As if the extra 3 feet in height they need to snatch it down, they're going to magically appear. Seriously though, have you watched them? When they get tired of that position, they'll start looking for something to stand on. A stool, a chair, a table, a countertop, the dog's back. They don't care. All they know is the thing is up there. They're down here. They gotta have it. And come hell or high water, it will be theirs. Didn't snag it today? Back in the game tomorrow. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, mentally brushed off and suited up like the previous day's defeat has been hypnotically erased from their brain. They keep coming back. The next day, the next, and for as many days of reaching, floundering, and concentration as it takes to get their mitts on the thing. To hell with anyone who says they can't have it too. That only makes them stretch longer, focus better, dig their puny heels in that much deeper. No is an entire foreign language until it springs from their lips. Then they understand it, speak it perfectly, loudly, defiantly, because they don't care what you're talking about. They want the thing. But that used to be us, every day as kids, remember? When we were after things, we were bold, driven, uninhibited. No matter how many times we fell over, got banged up, missed the mark, or were dragged away from the scene, kicking and screaming, our hearts were swamped with all the commitment we couldn't even spell or define at that age. But as we got older, something changed. Maybe there were too many falls, scars, and failed attempts. Too many adults breathing their panic and limited perceptions of us and our abilities down our necks, grabbing at us, pulling us from our stance, trying to force us into what they felt were smaller, less dangerous boxes of quests. But when did we start listening and obeying? When did we start letting a little distance between us and our goals be a concern? When did no become a word that suddenly made sense in everyone else's language while on our tippies, mid-reach in relentless pursuit of our targets? Why does hearing it now make us think twice, take our eyes off the prize, lose our delicate balance of faith and courage, and tumble into a space where our desires look more like complex word problems with too many variables to solve than unlocked doors sporting enter signs with our names next to them? When did we start looking at our dreams with loss in our eyes, like watching a bouquet of balloons with all of our intentions inside floating out of our scope? In what corner of our childhood did we grudgingly stuff our persistent optimism, like some taboo habit we were told should stay behind on our way into adulthood? It doesn't belong in our then. It should be anchored in our now. So let's all go back and find it. It's still there, buried in that corner with our conviction, audacity, ideology, and the heap of people's no's we're no longer fluent in. So the next time they try to interrupt your mission with no, make sure you look them square in the eye with your hands, arms, and heart open wide in full anticipation of your success while you tell them with that same childlike fire in your glare that you understand every word in their language except that.
I know that's right.
If your back is breaking, it's because you've let too many monkeys ride it. Gave them all carte blanche over your mental, and now you've lost control. They've made it and multiplied. Every which way you turn, a different monkey is tearing you down, victimizing you. And you scream at them to get off your paper-thin vertebrae, to let you have a moment's peace. But they've come in droves, and their screams are louder. They drown out your pleas, heckle you even, hard, until you finally just say, fuck it, take everything, my sanity, my health, my will to live, my last breath. Because I can't control you. You have won. You wouldn't willingly let a burglar in to clean out your home, so why do you let the monkeys rob you of your spirit? Why won't you fight to protect your physical temple? Does your home have more value? Is that why you secure it with a top-notch alarm system, but you leave the door to your soul wide open? Monkeys eating away at your intestines, wreaking havoc on your plankton of steam, ripping the feeble beat clear out of your heart, impairing stirring your psyche on levels that you can't even articulate? Where's the deadbolt for that entrance? Why aren't you going out of your way to see that your emotions are properly policed to ensure their safety? Why isn't that important to you? I want that to be important to you. It needs to be. I want to slap you belligerent. Want to see you display dauntless insolence. Want you to show me that you have the resolve to shield yourself from harm. Because you deserve to have the strength to be able to put a blockade around your being so massive that no monkey of any size or fortitude can ever infiltrate. But your love of self is crumb-sized. And sadly, it's only made larger when someone else appears to love you. And when they take that love away, the crumb that you grasp for with the slippery tips of your fingers does nothing but get smaller. So small that you wonder how you can see it in the first place. And although your tear-blurred pupils do have it in focus, you're afraid to grip it, mold it, develop it on your own, because you think you're inept. So sure that if you even try, your tears will wash it away. You have no trust in yourself, so instead, you put it in everything else, in people who mean you no good, and things that can be wiped out in a blink. You pin all your hopes on outside sources to give you the inner solidarity you desire, and when it's all said and done, nothing and no one is ever there for you except you. And you don't even like you. You can't stand being near you. You wish you were a different you so that you could finally smile at your own reflection. But since you know that's never going to happen, you continue to resign yourself to the monkeys, letting them run rampant in your wretched life, breaking your back with so much force that you just go ahead and lie down for them. Let them stomp all over you, because you, dealing with you is just too damn hard. And besides, you're not even worth your own effort, right? Let's meet at our spot. The one with our initials already carved into the universe's memory. It won't forget that we belong together, no matter how long it takes us to arrive. And we'll show up fueled with esteem, complete sentences ready to punctuate each other, to clarify that we are the appropriate marks to leave on each other's lives. Just the right emphasis that our hearts need to sing in eclectic keys, notes that only we'll be able to hit. Belt the words to our song in a language we'll create as our journey unfolds and we learn our respective lyrics and rhythms, learn how to hum each other gently through the rough days, back to a peaceful melody. Commemorate the good days, remix and rewrite them into extended versions, the best versions of ourselves, playing in the background of our union at all times, so we'll never forget who we really are. To remind us that we're always more high quality than unmastered. So when one of us skips a beat and the other botches the bridge, all we'll have to do is pause, tune in to each other, return to the hook together, and let it guide us back to singing in harmony.
Yeah.
So I'll meet you there. No directions needed. The universe is our DJ, and will lead us to our sacred space in the middle of the dance floor, right on cue.
I like that. Fantasy love. This
Footprints across your heart from all your abusers' lengthy travels have left its beat irregular and barely audible. And most times you wish they had just finished you off. How could they have saddled you with this mountain of misery and walked away without a care in the world, leaving you behind as damaged goods? To those who encounter you, your offenders are unknown. You don't dare speak of them. You're far too embarrassed. But your actions rat them out, telling on each of them through your midnight drinking binges, the drugs you ravage your body with, the bruises you leave on your spouse's face, the vile emotional outbursts that occur for no apparent reason, infecting those you violated with your past's nasty, unnamed virus, causing potential ruin to their morale. And in the way you speak about yourself to others, proclaiming your unworthiness, your stupidity, your ugliness, your lack of talent, that you hate yourself, you hate your life, you're useless, you're inferior, you don't belong to this world, your birth was an accident, no one wants you around, no one loves you, you should just kill yourself. reason. Every one of them. Because no one has ever told you different. No one has ever cared enough to convince you that you've been duped, that you are none of those things, that your life has a purpose, that everything about you is in divine order, that you deserve to be loved, revered, happy, and here like the rest of us. But you are damaged goods that no one has attempted to repair, which means that until someone does, we may never experience you in your refurbished state, and at the high, productive level that you could operate, and in the way you could contribute to changing the world for the better. And all this is possible if someone would only see past your damage, pick you up, clean you off, scrape the dirt and soil from your soul, shower you with the care you long for and deserve, and give you back to us, primed for greatness. Okay, let's finish nice and strong. All right. Shed, like excess mental weight, the pounds of their cruelty, the way they glare, and you silently agree. Criticism from people not wearing your skin, but calling foul for the way you look at it, carry it, behave in it. Shed like dank clothes, the rubble from your storms of persecution, sidestep the ominous pond of disapproval puddled at your feet. Like burdensome debt, shed your subscriptions to fear, loathing, discontent of your life, your body, perceived lack of, shoulda alreadys, shouldn't have done's, wanna but can'ts. Shed the you adopted and grew, fed lies to based on their view, their spew. The you scorn because you think what they shout is gospel, and now what you are is pawn, lurching to their slanderous cadence, not champion of your magnitude. Peep how your arms flit erratically, legs jerk, how you beat and kick yourself to shame with their commentary. Parrot the script they write for you to their delight. This isn't really the role you intend to keep playing in your movie, is it? You're the star, so get busy rewriting. Start a health phrase diet, double portions daily for your emaciated self-reverence. Gorge on them. Get fat on a superior assessment of yourself. Feast unapologetically on mouthfuls of your own delicious story of a you look at proudly, smile at, celebrate and respect. Can't get enough of flaws and all and say, damn, it's great to be me. Then toss up the middle finger deuces and shed all the whole and partial fucks you give about the people who's going to die. About yourself. Thank you.
That's right. Yes!
Yes! Hustle Diva!